Okay, so continuing along, we're gonna pop it into the sport mode. I guess we're already in the sport mode, perhaps. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm just a casual here. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the all-new Cadillac CT5. Before we get into this video, though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Cadillac here in Provo, Utah, for giving me some time with this CT5. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And by the way, this CT5 is available for sale for the time being. If you're interested, just ask for Craig and he'll be able to help you out. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 335 horsepower and then 405 pound-feet of torque. Before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you can see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood, the design is actually pretty simplistic. You guys can see those prominent body lines there on either side, and you know, it looks good. And then coming down below, you guys can see the Cadillac emblem prominent front and center. You got the LED lights there off to the side with the daytime running lights, and then notice the trim is blacked out there at the bottom. We do have parking sensors there at the bottom, and the grille is also darker, so it all comes together. Oh, sorry about my silly shadow, but anyways, putting it all together, look how cool that looks. Coming around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 255, 35, 20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see with the design, you got the silver on the top, and then it's kind of like a metallic gray below that, and I think it looks pretty good. And then taking a peek at the full side profile here, those wheels really pop out. And then you got the nice chrome trim there around the windows. And altogether, I think Cadillac did a good job with the design on this. So here's our key fob. We have our unlock function or lock function, remote start, the opening for the trunk, and then the Cadillac emblem there on the back. We'll press this a couple times and the trunk will pop right open. When it comes to storage space here in the back, you guys can see it is absolutely cavernous. Like, it's a pretty big trunk. And then you got this little tab right here on the side. You can pick up the loading floor and then got more space underneath. Got this nice handle right here that you can grab to, I guess, help partially pull down the trunk. Now here's a look at the taillights here. I think they look pretty distinctive. And then you guys can see the 550T badge. I don't understand why there's that little addition right there, but anyways, you got the rest of the badges here, including the all-wheel drive badge. And then look at the parking sensors there at the bottom, and then the squished exhaust tip covers. Altogether, I'm actually a pretty big fan of the styling here on the CT5. It's definitely Cadillac, and you know, it's definitely sporty. Now we actually have really nice leather trim all over the door panel. You can see the contrasted stitching. I love this trim piece right here. That looks fantastic. And then you got like your door lock and unlock, and then you can see we've got the Bose High Performance Series sound system, and there you go. We've got these leather seats here in the back, all blacked out. You can see perforated there in the center. Legroom here in the back is actually really good. We have a storage pocket here in the back of the seat. We've got some vents, and we got little charging ports. And then headroom's also really good. And guess what? Cup holder armrest. With the front door panel, we got really nice leather trim just like the rear. You can see the contrasted stitching yet again. And then look at the trim here at the top. Nice handle. We've got all of our window controls. Notice that all the windows are automatic actually. The mirrors do power fold in, and they've got blind spot monitoring. And then again, another speaker for that Performance Series Bose sound system. Now taking a look at the front seats, you can see with the Cadillac emblem there, and then again perforated in the center with the leather, and then notice the power adjustments there on the side, and then you got our another Cadillac emblem. We've got our adjustments here for the heads-up display, parking brake, and then the steering wheel is power adjustable. So starting with the steering wheel, we've got really nice leather trim all around, and then you guys can see with the darker stitching there on the center portion. Paddle shifters here on the back for that 10-speed automatic, and then you got controls for like the radio here on this side. We have our cruise control and our heated steering wheel button, which we're gonna turn off. Voice command controls, and then we have our turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock. Now here is this center gauge cluster. It's a full digital gauge cluster. As you guys can see, you can scroll through a bunch of different menus, but we can't see much because we're in the demo mode currently, but it will change with the drive mode. So we've got a snow ice mode, we have a sport mode, we've got a touring, we've got a my mode as well. So it's kind of cool with little animations that you get there. And I like the overall, like how, you know, the RPMs are in the center with this. It's pretty cool. Now we've got the CT5 in reverse. You guys can see we've got a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and it's a really nice 360 camera system that shows you pretty much every single angle of the car, which is solid, and resolution is also really good. As for the rest of the infotainment screen, first off, response time with the screen is fantastic. Notice we got a little shortcut bar there at the bottom. Pretty easy to use. And notice it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I love how we have the secondary home button. Anyways, some vents down below. We've got our controls for the climate system, and we're gonna turn that off too. But we do have heated and cooled seats here. We've got this for like the parking sensors, your lane departure. That's for the camera system to just pop that on the infotainment screen. Wireless phone charging pad, which has a pretty cool texture. And then right next to it, we've got our drive mode select with our stability control, auto hold, and then your auto stop start. We've got a shifter for that 10-speed automatic transmission. We have our little cup holder area right there. Analog control for the infotainment system if you don't want to use the touchscreen. And then pretty big center console here with, I guess, another little phone holder right there. We got this leather trim here on the dash with the stitching that goes all across, as you can see. And then pretty good glove box. We have the camera mirror system, which I'm a huge fan of. And this is like a double sunroof system here. So you guys can see one here at the front and then one there in the back. You have the controls right there in the center. So here's our window sticker. We have a 4-year 50,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty, 6-year 70,000 mile on the powertrain. Base MSRP, $42,695. Now, to get this upgraded engine, it's $3,500 on top of that base MSRP. And this one has quite a few other options. Total MSRP on this one, $58,395. And let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. You guys can see the heads-up display, which shows the RPMs, which is pretty cool. Both of the mirrors, and throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So, setting off in the CT5. And, you know, hopefully one day I will have a chance to review the CT5 Blackwing, but they are extremely rare, especially here in Utah because, well, it snows half the year. And so we don't get a whole lot of crazy rear-wheel drive cars here. But anyways, first off, seat comfort's actually really good. So I'm impressed with that. It's pretty solid. And I like the steering actually. Steering wheel feels good. Ride quality is really good too. Wow. It's very smooth, actually. This is actually a really good, just like luxury car. Really good luxury car. Heated seat, automatically turned on. Again, my butt is fine. I do not need it warmed right now. But I mean, it is cold outside. I've just gotten used to the cold now. So it's like 30, it's 37 degrees outside. I don't know how, it feels warm. Like this right now feels warm to me. So I don't know what's going on. Some other stuff here. The interior overall, it's kind of mixed because like they have some elements that feel and look really high quality, but then they also have, you know, some switchgear from other, you know, GM products. For example, like the stop start button is a good one to mention. Obviously that helps them save on cost, but you know, it doesn't necessarily look like the prettiest, right? I love how responsive this 10-speed is. Just snappy. It's a really good transmission. Yeah, I love this 10-speed, and GM definitely does a good job with that, that's for sure. Okay, so continuing along, we're gonna pop it into the sport mode. I guess we're already in the sport mode, perhaps. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm just a casual here. And I love how much torque this has too. I'm always kind of concerned with twin turbo V6s because it seems like they, compared to like inline sixes with how things are typically tuned, they usually just don't have as much low-end torque, but it seems like this does a really good job, and maybe that's why they, you know, threw in as much torque as they could, you know, over 400 pound-feet of torque. I mean, this has more torque than horsepower, which you usually don't see in performance-oriented cars. Gonna get on it a little bit here. Wow, that is cool. Obviously, I can't go above that red line that they have set. That's not the like final red line. If you don't know, some GM products, they'll have like a preset red line while you have like the break-in period, so you can basically go up to that and you don't want to go beyond. The car will go beyond for you, so you have to like actually like let off the throttle right before you hit. Yeah, this thing is so fun. Wow. I know it's not exciting because we're not like going to the true red line, but you know, I can still get a pretty good feel for it. I like this V6 quite a bit. Sounds decent too. So summing things up, this is a really good luxury car. It's very comfortable, seat comfort's good. I think it looks great. And you know, I feel like since you just don't see a lot of Cadillacs anymore unless it's like an Escalade, this definitely is differentiated compared to a lot of the competition, because like, what I mean by that is, you see tons of Audis, BMWs, Mercedes all over. Like there's nothing special feeling about those anymore, but like you don't see as many Cadillacs anymore, especially these. Like I never see these newer Cadillac sedans. And so it definitely is something differentiated, that's for sure. And for the performance and power and everything you're getting, I feel like it's a pretty reasonable deal, because I mean, frankly, if you don't want all these luxury features, you could literally just order this with this engine and have like a rocket ship for $45,000. Like, it's pretty appealing. Let me know what you guys think. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this CT5. Just realized you guys probably can't see me because I just faced the camera towards the sun. But anyways, a huge shout out and thank you to the Cadillac here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with the CT5. Check out the info in the description down below. I'll see ya.